I'm doing this video today is a video basically on editing your MX49 for live situations. Um, and it's a video focused on situations where you want to have a couple layers of sounds before underneath your main piano, but you don't want to use a computer uh, and a software like MainStage or Ableton, something like that. Well, if you are those people that they don't trust computers on live situations, this video is for you. All right. Now, the software that we're gonna be using today is called VycroMx, and it's this software right here, looking beautiful. I want to point out VycroMx is just a performance editor. It is not a part voice editor. I want to point out too, there is a version of VycroMx Pro. It allows you to edit some of the um, things from every voice. Everything that you see in VycroMx and VycroMx Pro, it is already in your keyboard. So everything that you can edit in VycroMx, you can do it from your keyboard, except the only exception is the MIDI configuration. And that is the only reason why I am using VycroMx for this setup. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about the software. All right. Now, with that out of the way, I think that we can already start doing this setup. And I'm gonna be leaving a couple links in the description of this video. The links are going to be for the VycroMx software. Another link is gonna be to the Yamaha driver that you need, because without the driver you are not going to be able to use VycroMx. All right. Now, something that you need to understand before you start doing your setup is number one, you need to know what do you want to accomplish with your setup. What are you trying to do? It is a patch for a film score. It is a patch for playing with a band. It is a patch to play on church. Every setup is going to be different depending on what you want to do. In my case, I want to do a setup for to play in church. All right. So what I'm gonna be doing right now is my setup. But I think that you can use the sample so you can create your own. All right. Um, there's gonna be a layer sound. We're gonna go to the software. Like I said before, you need to know what you're gonna use. So we're gonna start by picking up the sounds that I'm going to be using. There's gonna be a piano. Second sound is going to be an elect piano. And that sound I want to use the X Legion. Third sound is going to be a pad. And if you notice, I already know what I'm going to use because I already have something in mind. So that's why I said it's important to know what you really want to accomplish. Fourth sound is going to be the bells, and that is called New Age. All right. So now I already picked my sounds. Next step will be the controls setup. So we need to set up the controls that we're gonna be using. Now, what is a control? Now, if we go to the keyboard right here, let me just focus, okay? These knobs right here and these wheels right here, and even the pedal, those are um, basically controls for your keyboard. So we're gonna be using these knobs. We're gonna be using this right here, not too much the pitch bend. We're gonna be using this and mainly this three. This fourth, which is the pan pot, is already set up by default, so we don't have. I'm not gonna be using that either, anyways. But I'm gonna be using the assignable 1, assignable 2, the volume knob, and the modulation wheel. All right. I already know what I'm going to be using. So now for that, in order to start setting up that, we're gonna go to this tab right here called MIDI. All right. So now first sound is the piano. What I'm gonna do with the piano? All right. I'm gonna be using the volume control. I'm not going to be using the modulation. I'm gonna reserve that for another track. AS1 is gonna be reserved for other track. AS2 as well. This is assignable and assignable 1 and assignable 2, just in case you're wondering. Now, I think we already done with the keyboard, because the only thing that we needed to set up for that sound, it was the volume. So if we play the piano right here, we go right here, we're gonna notice the there you go, assignable 1, it is not affecting the piano. None of this is affecting the piano because it was already deactivated on the software. The only thing that is going to be affecting the piano is this knob, because it's the volume. If I lower the volume, no sound. If I put it up, sound. All right, we're already done with the keyboard, with the piano. So now I'm gonna press part select. I'm gonna be going to track number 2, which is the Legion piano. All right. So what I need from the VX piano, we're gonna go to the software, and I'm gonna use the modulation wheel. I do need the AS1, but I'm not gonna use the AS2. I'm not gonna use the volume either because it's already assigned to the piano. Now the AS2, I'm gonna turn it into this volume knob right here. So if we go to the piano, right, this volume knob, I'm gonna eliminate it, and I'm gonna turn this one, I'm gonna change this one to over here, and this one eliminated. So AS1 is going to be the volume. So now we're gonna go and start editing our first sound. Press edit. I'm gonna go to part, press enter, and you're gonna look for the tab where it says voice control set. Press enter, and now you want to take everything, every set, you want to put it in pitch bend, because pitch bend it's not gonna do anything right there. This is going to avoid that if any other sound on any other band is using the same knob or control, this one is not gonna be affected. All right, so they activate everything from there. We're gonna go to the first one, and we're gonna say this one is going to be AS1, and the AS1 we're gonna turn it into a volume control. All right, volume control. And depth, I'm gonna describe this to you as the more value you put in here, the more reaction, that's the word, the more reaction you're gonna get from when you turn this, basically. So let's say that I go to just 6 and the value, it means that this knob is not gonna react, uh drastically to the value that I already put right here, which I mean to the function that I put right here, that is already the value. So for that, I suggest you to go to maybe like around 16. It is basically a normal behavior. So right now we're already done with that. You're gonna press store, and when you press store, you're gonna find that it says, in your case, it's gonna say U001 initialize or something like that. To me, it says DX Legion because I already did that before. So the other sounds is still right there, but I'm gonna override it. So you press enter, and if you notice, it says store voice, meaning that you are editing a voice. All right, not a performance, a voice. So press enter, press yes. There you go. So we're already done with the Legion piano. So to test it, we're gonna come right here. We're gonna play, turn the volume knob off. It's not doing anything right there because it's already assigned right here to the number 1. There you go. That is the volume for that. Number 2 is deactivated too. So I'm gonna go part select again. Now we're gonna go to the analog pad. All right. And now the question again, what I need to be able to control, or what I want this analog pad to do. Well, I need a volume control for the pad, and I need to be able to play with the modulation wheel as well. So that means that if the assignable tool is the one free right now, because this one is being used by the DX piano, this one is being used by the grand piano, this one we cannot use it, this is the only one available right now. So there's gonna be a volume control. This one is gonna stay as the modulation wheel. All right, and just to test that real quick. Perfect. So now we're gonna go ahead and press edit. I was already in part, voice control. Now this is the modulation wheel. We're gonna leave that alone because we're gonna use it. And what we got in set 2, AS1, that is already assigned in the previous keyboard, so we're gonna deactivate that. Set 2, we have the AS2, that's the one that we need, but I just want to make sure that everything else is deactivated. All right, perfect. So now we're gonna go to the AS2, and we're gonna turn that into another volume control. There you go. And like before, we're gonna leave it in 16, normal behavior. Now we're gonna press store. I'm gonna go to, it was already there. I'm gonna override it too. Press enter. There you go. Now going back, part. I'm gonna go now test, and this is the volume control for that. There you go. Not doing anything. Oh, if you notice right now, this one is doing volume too. So why is that? If we go to the software, it's because I haven't deactivated the volume check mark right here. I haven't deactivated the AS1 either. So let me make sure that is deactivated. And the other one that is gonna be using is the modulation wheel and the AS2 volume modulation. There's no volume other than this one. So going back to our piano, deactivated. AS1, it's not doing anything either. This is the volume modulation wheel. Perfect, right? All right, so now we're gonna go back. We're gonna go now to our last track, which is the bells. Now, this sound is going to be an static sound. So before we continue, I'm gonna go right here and deactivate the volume. We're going to deactivate the sustain because I'm not gonna use the sustain pedal with that sound. Modulation wheel off, AS1 off, AS2 off. So this sound it's not gonna have any volume control, but it is not going to be a constant sound. It only, I already have in my mind that this sound is only gonna make noise whenever I press the keyboard really hard. So for that, we're gonna go to the velocity range tab. All right, and if you are familiar with MIDI values, this is gonna be pretty straightforward for you. If you notice, we have a 1 right here for low, we have a 127 for high, meaning that this is basically the MIDI velocity of the sound. So if I grab this bar right here and I take it to 120, that means that if whenever 119 anyways, that means that whenever I play the keyboard, if I go to the keyboard right now and I play soft, and the values that I'm making with the keys are not above of 119, which is the value that I already assigned in the software, it's not gonna make any sound. But if I play hard and it pass over 119, it's gonna make a sound. All right. Same thing is if I go from 127 and down. If I go over one, let's say that I put it right here, and I go right here. If I play soft and my values are not above 100, which is the one that I set up right now, they're gonna make sound. But if I go over 100 in the values, it's not gonna make any sound. All right, So let me just fix this right here real quick. Let me take it to 120. Perfect. Now I want to make this sound a little bit an octave up. All right. Perfect. Let's make that sound a little bit prettier. And I'm gonna put 40 in the chorus and 40 in the reverb. And I want to lower the volume. I want to leave it around 90 will be perfect. All right. So there you go. Now we already set up the sounds that I'm gonna be using. Everything is set up. Now what I need to do is to play the sounds together. Now I go to the piano sound. Make sure when you are done setting up, make sure it's in track 1, because the track 1, well, the part voice 1 is the one that is going to be sending MIDI messages to the entire keyboard. All right. And I mean, when I mean MIDI messages to the entire keyboard, I mean the keys, the knobs, and the modulation wheel. All right. Because it's transmitting from the track number 1. Okay. So now we're gonna go to the tab of MIDI right here, and we're gonna make a layer by changing everything to track number 1, and this is where magic happens. If we go back here, and if I play the keyboard, you're gonna notice that all the sounds are playing together. But if I go right here, you're gonna notice that there's a silence now. Okay, the only sound is the bells because I don't have a volume control for that. All right, now you want piano, there you have it, that's your piano. Do you want elect piano? This is your elect piano. Do you want a pad? That's your pad. Modulation wheel. And the bells. Now if you want only the, let's say that you only want to use the elect piano and the pad, well, you lower the piano sound. If you just want to use the piano, the grand piano sound with the pads, want to lower the pads, you want more elect piano, there you go. I hope this helps. As you see, you have complete control over the entire layer and volume and volume is mostly what you use in live situations. All right. And any questions, let me know in the comment section. And thanks for watching.